of like thirsty Otome fans who are just like, yes, please, I want vampires to say mean things to me.
So yeah, this is a game where all of the boys treat you like absolute dirt.
And they, oh dude, there's a Diabolic Lovers drinking game, if anyone's heard of that, where it's like, drink every time you hear the phrase B-Chong. I cannot tell you what the B stands for.
They not only that, this is so big that not only did it get one terrible reverse harem advertisement, it got two. It got a second season.
Well, because there were like 5 Diabolic Lovers games. They just introduced like 3 other families of bondage vampires. So this stuff sells.
Baccano will not get a second season, but Diabolic Lovers did.
Meh.
Depressing. All right, let's kind of switch gears.
No, what's depressing is the fact that Yuri now has like 5.
Okay, so believe it or not, but women's eroge are actually a huge thing in Japan. Like R18 Otome games where you kiss and you fall in love and then junk stuff happens. We can't exactly talk about it during this, can we?
This one, Kunoto Kin no Hiranaka Kai, I got that totally wrong, didn't I?
It's Kunoto Kin no Hiranaka Kai.
This one ended up being adapted into a hentai for girls, where everything is extremely tasteful and full of sparkles and bubbles.
Just like all these shoujo bubbles, I love you so much. And then we have Dot Kadashi, which is about a haunted NES game that falls in love with you. And because this NES game is sentient, all of the characters are like, you haven't played this game in 10 years.
Why did you abandon us? And of course this is R18 and they're all crazy.
Oh yeah, like the necromancer.
Like the black wizard has become like a necromancer who's tried to destroy everything. The dwarven tank guy has kind of grown to like being hit.
Okay.
Visual novels.
But let's hear a quick cheer if you like wigwams, because Manga Gamer has announced they are localizing a R18 game called Fashioning Little Miss Lonesome.
In this game, you are like the nerdy, standoffish girl who everyone's kind of scared of and you have no friends. But then these 2 guys look at you and they're like, you're really pretty. You should be the most famous person in the world.
We're going to make you a model.
And then wigwam stuff happens.
So we don't know when this is going to come out. I know when they announced No Thank You, it took about a year and a half for that to come out.
Oz Mafia took
a couple of years. So we don't know exactly when this is coming out.
Do you want to mention the next one?
Yeah, and we do want to give a shout out to, which is one of the highest downloaded free 18 plus games out there.
Yes, if you go to English Otome Games, which is a blog about Otome games, this is the 2nd highest rated free Otome game, just carte blanche.
So this one, it's a very small game. These 4 demons appear in your bedroom one day. Yes, one of them is a girl. You watch 4 scenes, and then you just pick one of them to sleep with. Now, one of the interesting things about this, the sex scene in this one, is that during the whole thing, there is a stop button in the top right. So if it ever gets to a point where you're uncomfortable, you can hit the stop button, and then you just go play Mario Kart and everyone is happy.
That's actually what happens. It's kind of awesome. The guys who made this recently kickstarted a game called Caramel Mochaccino, which is kind of funny because one of their stretch goals for Caramel Mochaccino, their highest stretch goal for that game, was to have an R18 fan disc, and they made so much money on that.
No, I gotta tell you this story. Okay, so they announced this game, they're like, okay, they met their base goal in like 4 days. They're like, okay, stretch goal. They're like, okay, let's do a stretch goal for polyamorous endings. It took them a while, but they met it. They're like, okay, we'll do a stretch game for a girl-on-girl side story that you can then get separately. And it got to almost the end of the Kickstarter. They barely reached it. And then they're like, okay, we know this one's probably not going to happen, but if we beat our current amount by 50%, they needed another like $15,000.
It was another $10,000.
Another $10,000. We will do an R18 fan disc. And they raised another $10,000 in about 2 days.
So a lot of money in the hope that in the hope of like, you just talk about wing walls and money rains from the sky. I love anime. All right, we're gonna talk about some kind of quirky side Otome stuff.
We got 10 minutes.
Okay, drama CDs, hopefully most people in here know what those are. They're like little radio plays based on your favorite shows. One thing that Japan has that is a surprisingly big industry are what they call talk CDs, which are first-person drama CDs where you are the main character and all of the dialogue is directed at you. And so you have things like, you have all these cool stories about you.
They do this through the means of something called the dummy head microphone.
This is a binaural recording system that was specially designed to recreate the acoustic qualities of the human skull.
So if you're wearing headphones, you can kind of use your mind to figure out where behind you they're standing, or if they're standing in front of you, or if they're sneaking up behind you and saying, "Hello, my dear," into your ear.
No, this is the coolest thing, because you can hear a door opening, and because of the way it's recorded, you can tell, okay, that door is about 5 feet away down there. You hear all these crazy sound effects and voices, and a lot of Otome games start out as situation CDs because they're so cheap to produce. Just grab one voice actor and a microphone and someone to draw the box art, and boom.
And of course, the two kid picks as an example for this are the one where everyone is crazy and the one where everyone is 40.
And the sad thing is, they're both in development hell.
Yeah, Young Getting Heaven, you're about to graduate high school.
Wait, real quick, I'd like to point out, this is based on a series of CDs that has 6 main CDs, and then also like a 4 CD Yaoi spin-off series.
So you're about to graduate high school, you tell your teacher and your 2 friends, you know what, it really sucks that we're not going to get to hang out anymore. And they hear that is, so you want to get kidnapped, chained up, and locked in a basement?
I'd also like to mention they did reference Yandere Heaven and Watamote. It's really depressing being like an Otome fan or a Fujoshi, because then you actually get a lot of the jokes of Watamote about specific shows, and you're just like, they're referencing Naked Butlers, aren't they?
Yes, there is a game called Naked Butler or Haruka Shitsuji.
And Manga Gamer just licensed it to be translated. Oh, that's gonna be fun.
And then Double Score, they screwed this one up though, because there are what, 12 guys in this game?
It's something like 12 guys.
And they tried to split it up into 6 different games with 2 guys each.
So the idea is that you would buy 6 games and you'd have one that's like, okay, lawyer guy or art guy. But this just like, it hemorrhaged money. Now, are we gonna talk about this last part, or do we want to skip to a self-plug?
We still got about 5 minutes.
Okay, we'll do this part.
Okay.
Now, this is the rant section of the panel.
Alright, what makes a good Otome game? And this goes for
Is it memes?
Yes, it's memes. It's always memes. Make sure you have as many memes as possible.
Okay, if anyone in here is actually an indie, like, visual novel maker,
don't put memes in your game ever.
Oh god, there's this one game on Steam, I'm not gonna name it, but you like start reading it and they're like, have you heard of this web series on MeTube called Rock Wasps? It's about the Thin Man. And I'm just like, oh.
Can we get the volume turned up on the
Okay, but let's talk about what makes games good.
What makes the games good? Is it the arting? Is it the dudes? Is it the voice acting? Or is it the writing? Now, art and voice actors will sell your game, but it's the writing that'll make them really feel things. If they've got, gorgeous pictures.
Really gorgeous pictures.
Really gorgeous pictures.
Really cute.
But I'm going to prove to you right now that you do not need good art to cause an emotional response.
No!
I know I am not the only person in this room who cried over blocky geometrics in 1997.
Okay, real quick, how many people in this room cried at the end of Undertale? Oh god, hopes and dreams, man, hopes and dreams. But yeah, good art can make people buy a game, but good writing is what makes people love a game. When you look at games like Hatoful Boyfriend, the reason that is so massively successful, oh, you're gonna say that.
Where all of the pictures are just stock photos of birds, and it's the same stock photo every single time, even if occasionally they put a maid costume on Ryota.
Also, I just realized there's a shoe here.
Is there?
Yes.
Where? Holy crap, there's a shoe here.
Did anyone lose a shoe? Okay, anyway, you know, those games became massively popular because the writing and the characters and the plot twist just blew people away.
Let's talk about side stories.
Yes.
Make it so there is something to do in this game besides dating. Even if it's primarily trying to focus on picking up a dude, make sure that, you know, the side characters are good. If you have female friends you can talk about. Although, oh god, I wish the one on the left was dateable.
You just wish every Otome was
There needs to be a Yuri option in every single game ever. But, you know, make sure, if there's a mystery, if there's a plot, things like in Sweet Fuse or in Nameless.
Yeah, because honestly, that's one of the main things I don't like about certain mobile Otome is the fact that it's just about dating. I want some kind of mystery, some kind of adventure, some kind of chicanery. Is there a Jigglypuff on mine?
No, it is not popped up in yours.
And then variation. Most people who play an Otome game are gonna play it like 4 or 5 times to get as many of the routes as they can.
And if the game is like 97% the same every single time you play it, you are going to really, really hate like your 4th or 5th playthrough.
One of the really cool things about Hakuoki, although this is a thing that Sweet Fuse does too, is around like an hour or 2 into the game, the plot will diverge massively, changing the main villain, the main side characters, the main themes of the story, and it's nuts. And then we have character development.
You know, and make sure your character development isn't that same kind of thing that a lot of Otome games fall into. Like, you're given 6